Hey guys, make sure to stay until the end. We want to share one advice with you, because if you make that mistake, you may end up spending thousands of dollars on parts and diagnostics that you may actually not even need. Hey guys, welcome back to Electrical Car Repair Life. Thank you guys for watching and subscribing to the channel. Today will be a super helpful video to any of you having a Dodge Charger, that generation here from year 2014 to year 2024. If you have one of those, you have a problem where your Dodge Charger does not start but cranks, you wonder, okay, what causes that? How we can easily fix it? Could be simple fix. We'll talk about that. We'll explain what else you need to check, guys. Now, also we'll share in the video information where you can buy cheap replacement parts too, so that way you do not waste money and time. Let's start on it now. So before we start, guys, let us tell you a little bit about us. Every single car we get here at the garage, we try to make at least 200 to 300 free repair videos. We take them completely apart. We show you how to do almost anything. How to fix engines, transmissions, electrical components, codes, fuses, relays, all that stuff. Why we guys do it? Because our mission in the shop is to save you as much money as we can. All we need in return, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, that way we can keep making these absolutely free videos for you. And if you want, guys, please check out our YouTube channels. We have more than 15,000 free repair videos that can save you thousands of dollars in future repairs. So if a Dodge Charger cranks but does not start, multiple things can cause that, and we'll cover the most common ones that we see here at the garage, probably 10 of them. Now, the first thing that you want to check, guys, is some fuses. We're talking about, guys, okay, some super important fuses. Where they're located, okay, we'll be working two different fuse boxes. The first one, we need to open the hood. When you open the hood, facing the engine, here on the left side, we have a fuse box. Okay, press the tabs together, leave the cover up. Underneath, you're going to find that layout right here. Before we continue, let's explain quickly why it's always a good idea to test fuses and relays. It is, guys, very important to test fuses and relays. On those fuses, you cannot clearly see if they're burnt or not, especially you can see in the J-case fuses as well. And if you guys assume, okay, let's say you remove a fuse, you look at it, and you assume, guys, that it's actually a good fuse, but it's actually a bad fuse. Sometimes you cannot clearly see that. What can easily happen, guys, at that point, you can put the bad fuse in and you start replacing parts and tools that you don't need to, so you lose your time, you lose your money to fix a problem that doesn't exist, when all we had to do is test the fuse and replace it. We'll put a link to a special video that will teach you how to test fuses, how to check relays very easily as well, guys. So check it out, it will be in the description of the video below. So here is what we need to check. There are some very important fuses. We'll be checking fuses for engine management, fuel injector, ignition coils, crankshaft, camshaft position sensor. So where they're located, the first fuse, if you come in that row right here, the first fuse that you need to check is fuse number 31 right here. Then you have fuse 34, 35 and 37. Those are super important fuses that you need to check. Now we need to check relay 59 right here. You need to check that relay 63, which is known as ASD relay. Also, guys, if we come right here in, open the trunk on that Dodge Charger, lift the carpet liner up. Underneath you have the spare tire, that's the car battery on the passenger side. Right behind it you have a fuse box. You can see a closer look of it. Press the tabs, lift the cover up. That's the layout here. We need to, guys, check here relay 29. Some of you may have relay 14. Now, other things that you may consider checking, guys. You may need to test and check fuses for fuel pump. We'll have the video on the channel if you need to find where the fuel pump, fuse and relay is located. Check those as well. Now, if you have a bad fuel pump, the car will not be getting fuel. So that's why it may be cranking and not starting. Now, check the fuses first, then test your fuel pump. You need to test the fuel pressure. If you have fuel pressure in the fuel rail, that means you're getting fuel. The next thing that you need to, guys, check, okay, is fuel injectors. Make sure they work correctly as well. Another thing, ignition coils. Check the ground wire for the ignition coils. Check ground wires going to the engine. Why? Because if you have a loose ground, ignition coils may stop working, and as a result the car may not start. If you have 1 or 2 ignition coils, it will still start on 4 or 6 cylinders, but it will run really rough. Now, if the car gets fuel it gets spark, it has good compressor, it doesn't have mechanical problems such as seized engine, locked up engine, bad crankshaft, camshaft, or connecting rod bearing. It should start, guys. The next thing that you will need to check is your compression. To make sure you get good compression, make sure the engine is good, because sometimes blown head gasket can cause it not to start because coolant can go in the cylinders, and as a result can get the spark plugs wet and they cannot start. So what we'll do, check fuses for fuel pump, test, guys, fuel pump, then remove spark plugs, inspect spark plugs. You may need to replace them. If they're wet, make sure that it's not coolant, because coolant can do that. And another thing, guys, check ignition codes, make sure you're getting spark. Other things, check codes for crankshaft position sensor, camshaft position sensor, variable timing. If you have any of those sensors bad, the car may not start as well, guys. Multiple things can cause that, but always start with those. Those are some of the most common things that we see here at the garage. So this guy's Dodge Charger has all kinds of different fuses and relays, different sizes, and those guys could be really hard to find, especially if you're in the middle of nowhere. One time we needed a replacement, we couldn't get one, we were stuck because we had to wait a few days to get a shipment. So we recommend to buy some spare fuses, relays. Put, guys, some spare ones in the glove box for a peace of mind. We'll put a link in the description of the video below where you can get them at a good price, quick shipping, that way you do not waste money and time, guys. Thank you for watching, hopefully the video was helpful, and see you guys next time.